Boxing is an important kind of internal Kungfu, featuring a combination of slowness, fastness, gentleness, and robustness in harmony. Long, the symbol of Chinese culture, is imagined as a powerful and benevolent animal, dwelling in the water and roaming the skies, able to summon rain during a drought. In Taoism, the deities ride on them to fly between heaven and the earth. Legend has it that the Taoist deity Zhenwu has practiced Taoism among the Wudang for 42 years. One day, in order to save a woman who jumped off the cliff, he jumped too. Suddenly, his body was lifted by 5 Chinese dragons, ascending to heaven. When the Tai Chi master Zhang Sanfeng practiced Taoism among the Wudang, he dreamed of Taoist deity Zhenwu teaching him Kung Fu. Inspired by the legend of 5 Chinese dragons saved the Taoist deity, he created Longhua Boxing. Chinese Kung Fu is famous for its northern kicks and southern fists. Longhua Boxing, from northern sect of Wudang, stresses the leg techniques. Its jump, kick, flipping leg, and interlinked leg techniques can do real harm to the opponents. When practicing Longhua Boxing, one's hand shape looks like the long's claw. At the beginning, the movement is very slow. Suddenly, it becomes very powerful, like a long Xuanmen in the water. Then use the left hand to grip the opponent's wrist, and the right hand pushing his chest, lifting the left knee at the same time to move ahead, so you can use your right leg to kick the opponent. This move is named as the Green Long comes out of the sea showing his claws. Then jump forward. This is the move of swimming long enjoying water. Black long swaying its tail is a move that is fast and nimble. It not only needs great leg techniques, but also the strength of the waist and the qi in the dantian to be aggressive. The move Green Long clutches at the throat requires one to start after the opponent and to contrive to reach him first to take him by the throat. Then the movement gradually slows down till it ends. Wudang Kung Fu does not encourage using brute force. It emphasizes winning by skill and strategy, exerting one's subjective force so that the weak may defeat the strong. Longhua Boxing applies the traditional wisdom of the art of war in practical combat, making a feint to the east but attacking the west, combining emptiness and solidness, acting according to circumstances, and turning the opponent's force against him are all applied in Longhua Boxing. For example, the move swimming long enjoying water requires one to pretend to attack the head of the opponent while jumping forward. When the opponent is defending his head, attack his waist quickly. This is the so-called do the unexpected, attack the unprepared. According to Chen Shixing, one of the 15th generations of descendants of Wudang Sanfeng sect, Longhua Boxing emphasizes the cultivation of internal strength. When it is gentle, it's like willows blown lightly by the breeze. Yet a sudden burst of energy is very robust. The softness and hardness, the slowness and the fastness are in stark contrast, and their combinations look beautiful and powerful. Besides boxing, Wudang Kung Fu also comprises weapon manipulation arts, such as the play of Longhua sword, Xuanmen sword, Baxian cudgel, Chunqiu broadsword, and so on. Sword is an important symbol of Chinese culture, as well as the king of weapons in China. Ancient Chinese people tend to wear a sword, which not only defends themselves, but also represents their heroic spirits. Sword is also crucial in Wudang weapons. It represents justice, because Taoist priests use it to beat the devil. It also shows that one has cut the ties with the secular world and is devoted to Taoism. A quick front kick and the downward thrust of the sword. This is the green long comes out of the sea. Turning back and building the sword up, remove the clouds to see the sun. A powerful horizontal step, single whip on the back. Raising the right leg back, bending down and threading the sword horizontally. Pick up the sun on the brink of the sky. Turning around and chopping backward with the sword. Fish for the moon in the ocean, and wave the whip in behind the horse. Kick the right leg skyward like a wild horse. Part the mane of the wild horse. Civet cat catches mice requires one to sweep the sword and then change to a crow stick the crouching stance. White snake spits out its tongue. Stand up and thrust the sword horizontally. The Big Dipper directs the road. Stand on the right leg and hold the sword vertically. Wave the sword in the middle round. Hold the sword horizontally and walk backward stepping. Yaska explores the sea. Standing on the right leg, turning left and thrust the sword horizontally. The sword follows the movement of the body, like floating clouds and flowing water. Practicing internal Kungfu, one need to first enhance the suppleness, coordination, and strength of the body, and then focus on the movement, until you can control the qi in the body and can get rid of distractions. The qi then sink into Dantian, a center of qi, where essence and spirit are stored, and it begins to accumulate there, so that it is cultivated. Internal Kungfu not only enables people to better use their strength, but also works for the self-cultivation.